Hello everyone, welcome to the post-match review. Lyon 2, Manchester United 2. And lads, I think the best way to start this and kick it off is Aaron hit the fucking nail on the head in the group chat. And when he put, we have a goalkeeper who can't save and a striker who can't score. Now, I have a lot of mixed emotions from that game. I don't know exactly where to start because it was quite eventful. But I think Onana's probably a good point to go to. A huge talking point before the game. And he's definitely a huge talking point after it.
Yeah, all of us that said this a day, I think, was it yesterday when we said, we're kind of confident going in, and then he goes and says that, and then all of a sudden just puts a spin on it, and it was bound to happen. Like, I just don't, ever since he said it, I just had this horrible feeling.
Everyone did, though. Everyone knew
we all said
that
it.
was going to happen.
We all said it, yeah. We all said it because we're all confident. Like, why would you just bring unnecessary attention to yourself? And then even after he said it, he had the chance to kind of like rectify it. And then he doesn't. And then he goes and like it was bound to happen. It was just written. Like we knew this was gonna happen. And then just when we think we're going to like get away with it, he pulls another fucking mistake again towards the end. Like I'm just deflated. That's why I am. I'm not even angry. I'll probably wake up tomorrow and be angry, but right now I'm just deflated. Like, I can't believe it. I think we'll still proceed. I think we'll still win. But then it's unnecessary pressure right now, taking the 2-2 to Old Trafford, where anything can happen. But I think we'll still make it over the line. But it's just we didn't need to be like this, honestly.
Sam, you know me as well as anyone. I don't manage my emotions very well, right? And you could imagine after the second goal went in, what I was like. What was your emotions like watching that? When the second one goes in, you see him make another blunder. What's going through your head at that time?
I was like similar to Chivy, like he cost us the first one, and I'm like, it's probably going to be a 1-1 draw, like I said on the preview it would be, and I was like, maybe that's not a bad result. But we played so well in moments, aside from Rasmus Højlund. I thought we played so well in build-up play. I thought there was a lot of like things to enjoy. But the attack fails, and like you said, the goalkeeper fails. And if those two things are failing, it's an absolute struggle to win games. Like you cannot win games when you've got that going on. And you thought Xerxes gets the winner. And then they cut to Onana, and it looked like he was almost praying. So I don't know whatever God he prays to, but he was going to have to buy a lot of fucking beers for Xerxes and Yoro because they saved his ass at that point. And then he just decides to fuck it. How many times have we said when he gets a shot at him and he pushes it into the danger zone?
Oh,
how many times have we said it?
So
and he
bad.
did that exact thing, and Sheckley just jumps on it and puts it in the back of the net. And you just like, he's done that every single time, and we've been punished for it.
You know what's worse, Sam? When I saw the replay for the first goal, he was trying to push the thing out.
Yeah.
He was trying to push, it's a floating ball where you'd easily catch that. Like, De Gea would sit on that all day. Like, he was still, like, a floating ball. He had all the time in the ball that he was still trying to parry it out. Like, what is that?
Hey, honestly, I completely lost my fucking head after that Galatasaray game a few seasons ago, whenever it was, right?
Yeah.
And that was I completely lost trust. He built it a little bit back up in the second half of the season. I was like, okay, let's just see him take it from here. He is like a fucking toddler in net. Honestly, he is. The way he reacts to things, the way he jumps to the ground, the way he's like, even with that pre-match thing that you're talking about, it's so childish for an experienced goalkeeper who's I played at Ajax, came through Barcelona's academy, played at Inter Milan. You think that is it's so immature. If I'm a player going in that dressing room, honestly, he's getting an absolute bollocking. Him, Rasmus Højlund is another one as well. I get Rasmus is young, but fucking hell, you could put a scarecrow up top and he'd probably have more effect. He was terrible, absolutely terrible. And just sorry, let me finish for 2 seconds. There's so many, week in, week out, we are constantly talking about the same fucking players doing the same fucking thing. Whether it's Onana, Højlund, Garnacho obviously does not suit that fucking inside role. It's so clear. And again, Garnacho got into another area where he did the exact same thing in the derby, where he's under-hit it for Bruno. He gets in the same area, and you think, okay, here's your chance, lad. Go do it again. And then overhits it. And you're like, oh, I'm losing my mind watching these players week in, week out. They're shit.
It's the same players as well, isn't it? Over and over again. Garnacho, Dalot, Onana, Højlund. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you look, somebody put it on Twitter, that transfer window of Højlund, Onana, and Mason Mount. How bad is that window, by the way? How bad is that fucking window? Jesus Christ. Like, we've got a striker who's not scoring goals, a goalie who's just chucking stuff in, and then a guy who can't barely get on the pitch for 10 minutes. Like, unbelievable bad window. And yeah, Garnacho infuriating. I feel bad for Yoro, man. That guy carried that game on his back at 19 years old. Yeah, trying to save us and trying to drag us through the game. Got a goal, almost got another one, and still his teammates let him down. I've just seen on Twitter as well, Adam Crafton, you could be crap or you could be arrogant. You can't be both.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It does not work like that. Even down to, if you take it away from Onana, right, there were so many like periods in the game where I was watching it, and the level of mistakes that you're making, like I said it in the chat, was like grassroots, like balls just being played out, first touches that are going out for a throw-in, and you watch it, you're like, Amorim must be watching that thinking, fuck it, I can't wait for the fucking summer. Roll on that transfer window, because I don't think the majority of the attackers, at least, won't be in that forward line, and I would be hugely surprised if Onana is in that team next year. Because if he is, you might as well write the next fucking European campaign or the next season off, because he's got. When I did that video a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, whatever it was, he had made 16 individual mistakes already in his career. I went back and watched every single 16 that you could consider as a mistake. That's another 2 added to the lot. That's already double what De Gea did in his 10-year stint at United or whatever it was. It's a joke.
I put it in the group chat since the start of the season. No goalkeeper has made more errors leading to goals for a Premier League club in all competitions than Andre Onana. He's got 8 of them.
Yeah, and that's in the league. That's in the league, God forbid. We're not even...
No, that's all competitions.
8?
Yeah, 8.
No, it's more than that.
This season.
Oh, this season. Oh, right. I was going to say...
Yeah,
I was going to say, fucking hell, it's definitely more than that.
This season, and how many last season? Like, do you know what I mean?
More in the Champions League campaign alone, single-handedly every single game.
He's been here for 2 seasons, and he's made that amount of errors. That's worrying. Yeah. That's really worrying.
It's bad. I mean, surely Amorim has to drop him now. Surely.
Yeah. So that was my next point. Thank you for asking me that. I was literally just going to say, now we have to see some ruthlessness from the manager.
Yeah.
Now. Like we have to drop him. Like, there's no justification. I would play Tom Heaton now, honestly. Like, whoever it is, like we need to drop him. That's it.
Tom Heaton, is that?
I swear.
If I saw Tom Heaton start in a weekend, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, we might as well try something different. I saw him on the bench, and I was asking the group chat. I was like, who is that? Is that? But then, apart from that, like, can we just agree, for the love of God, that Højlund, Garnacho, Bruno combination, it's never worked. It's never. Can we just agree that it's over?
Yeah.
Mount is fit. Kobe Mino is fit. He came on and played well.
Look good.
Can we please just...
Xerxes can play there.
Yeah, I'm just saying the ones who were injured.
Yeah.
So there was like So my Mino and Mount were injured. Now there's no excuse. So can we please? Sorry, I had the Sopranos on. Yeah, can we just please, for the love of God, just stop this madness? Honestly, I don't know what everyone sees in Højlund. I don't get it. I don't know why he keeps starting him. Like, what's the play here? Am I missing something? Or
it's just lack of options. It's literally.
Yeah, fucking Xerxes there.
Yeah. But I mean, Xerxes started in the 9 before, and he hasn't. He's when he describes Xerxes, he always says he's too unselfish. He's not ruthless enough as. And I'm not saying Rasmus is, by the way, but
Nick, you just said we could have had the scarecrow there.
Yeah. We could have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So That's my point. That's the point I'm
Yeah,
making.
I
Like,
know. I'm just
Xerxes can't be. How bad can it be?
yeah.
He comes on and
scored.
scores, or
He came on and
he
scored.
scored. Yeah,
Yeah.
he came on, exactly. He comes on and scores. He comes on and helps the play around, right? So even if he doesn't, at least he's adding something. Rather, it's not better than just playing -1. Like that's the only point I'm making.
-2.
That
-2.
chance,
We got no goalie and no striker, basically.
the chance that he had as well in the first half, Højlund, you only got to not even the edge of the box. It was just like he was inside, wasn't
He
he?
was in the box. He was in the box.
Yeah, and he throws his foot at it, and you fucking hell, man.
And then you see the connection with Xerxes and Kobe Mino. And then you see the tenacity of Mount.
Yeah.
Even if you're not just throw yourself, that's finally we could see something there. I was like, finally, I'm seeing something different. So it's the onus is on the manager now going forward. I want to see what he does in this. If he sticks to this nonsense, honestly, he surely can't. We have to make a change somehow. Like we can't carry on.
Objectively, before I get into the comments, because there's quite a few, and I want to see what everyone's saying. Objectively, right now, the next game, are you both dropping Onana?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before
Højlund
got injured.
Højlund,
Yeah. Before Bayern got injured, like he was kind of challenging Onana for that #1 spot, wasn't he? Before he got injured.
He had a poor performance against Spurs.
Yeah, that was
where
it.
Yes, and then he rectified.
Against
and then he
Arsenal.
rectified it at Arsenal in the FA Cup, didn't
Yeah.
he? He had a fantastic performance, and then he got injured.
Yeah.
And then he got injured. So there was a bit of a challenge there. We could see that. Like Onana doesn't need to be comfortable in that #1 position. He needs to know that there's competition coming for his club. But we can't see the same. Like we have to. Højlund can start the next game. Onana can start the next game. He could make a case for Garnacho. I'm not saying there is one, but he could make a case for that. But them two, the experiment is over. Like we can play them in the league now. That's done. But as far as Europa, like this is a lifeline, a proper lifeline that we have. We can't risk it with them two.
I never want to be a fan who starts to genuinely like hate towards a player, and hate's a strong word, right? But they're making me like seethe during the game. I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't have words for it because I'm not. I was saying to my girlfriend, my blood's boiling. He does it every time. And it's like you cannot trust someone. Like if you're like, we're so annoyed as fans. My God, I can't imagine what the players are saying. I hope he's getting a bollocking in the dressing room. I don't know who would be doing the bollocking, but I hope someone's saying to him, mate, first and foremost, what on earth are you doing before it with those kind of comments? Just added pressure to you. Not only have you dropped one clanger, you've dropped a second clanger as well, which brought him back into the game. We got you out of shit in the first case, and then you just put us back in the shit again. He doesn't deserve to start. He does not deserve to start. He needs to be dropped. And if he starts the next game, Amarin's got no set of bollocks. And I think it's fucking ridiculous because you've got Bayern there who's fit and available.
Yeah, very quickly. We've seen ruthlessness from like the board and stuff. Like they don't waste time when it comes to like asking players and staff and all that kind of thing. We need to see that ruthlessness now in the team. And hopefully, because Ratcliffe was there. And I hope they put some kind of pressure on Amorim to make, especially with Onana. Like we can't keep going through this, honestly.
All right, let me go to the comments and then we'll dive into other events in the game. I'm losing my idea. The career mode journey, bench Onana. I'll use him only in light matches. Andy saying Ruben needs to man up and drop Onana and Højlund. UTFR, I'm so sick of seeing that. Usually a sack of shit costing us games. Grow some bollocks, Ruben, and drop him. Højlund is the worst striker United has ever had. That's quite strong. This is the most pissed I've been with a player. I said it in the pre-show. We was going to have a howler. Nick, you ended the show by saying, don't fuck it up. And that's what he does. Out. Tim saying we have to spend on a new keeper sooner than we... Yeah, Sam, that priority now list for the goalkeeper. It's getting close to the striker now, isn't it?
Yeah, you look at it going, do we need a striker more or do we need a goalkeeper more at this point? Like, fucking hell. That becomes like the two priority positions. Like, you're thinking you're looking into the summer and going, all right, striker, a 10, a wing back, and then, a goalkeeper. And now you're looking going, you might have to wait for a wing back. Go get a goalie because
priorities must, isn't it?
That's worrying. Yeah, it's worrying.
Goalkeeper's letting in goals, mate, for fun. So that's just like moving up the fucking pecking order. Abdullah saying, big up this channel. Sell Onana, Ghana, Casemiro, Rasmus, sell. I'm done. Get Cherky now. Andy saying, I swear that Jack guy
do.
What's that? I swear that Jack guy on Twitter was United scout when he was spamming Højlund and Onana. Yeah, I mean, so, you know, I won't get into that, but not even legends of the club. Keane Ronaldo could give that pre-match verbal and get away with a performance like that. Onana disrespected the badge tonight, and my patience is up. He's a ball-playing goalkeeper who can't pass and can't do the basics of goalkeeping. I get Ruben will try to keep harmony, but this is where you drop a player with that attitude. 70 million on Højlund. My head is on Mars. Andre Onana came out before kickoff to check the goalposts were stable. They were. The United goalkeeper wasn't. Oh, lads.
I like Kevin's comment. I've got a headache. Same, mate. Same.
It was a really mixed emotions though, wasn't it? Because it honestly went like that. I felt the commentators, the way they was going on about United, and they were saying that, I think when they get back to Old Trafford, basically saying they'll not pace them, but they'll give them a good hiding and that kind of things. But I don't know if you saw it the same when I watched it. Lyon had quite if it was XG, I don't know what the actual numbers was, but the areas that it was getting into and the chances he was getting, I was worried about that, especially towards the latter. I know we had our own chances, but I thought equally they could have scored as many. I feel like I was in the minority with that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, towards the end, the Niners had a good game against Dogo. That was a proper battle between two of them, and I think he edged it because a couple of times, I think twice, he actually went past Dogo in attack, and there were a few times when he cut in from the right hand side. So there were times when I was like, "Oh, this is getting too close for comfort." And they did have a few chances, but I still think we just have a little bit more over them. I was listening to James from the Muppeteers, and he made a comment that was just so true. A lot of times, in attack, it's because he referenced Amorim as well. It was like sometimes football happens in moments, situations is what he said. You create situations for a goal to happen, and there were a number of times when we did that. But then every time the ball fell to player, it was either Højlund or it would be Garnacho. For example, look at the one where Xerxes runs past Garnacho, finds space for himself, and Garnacho could have easily slid him to the right, and then he went for the difficult pass, Bruno, and then he overhits it. Bruno has two defenders in front of him, and Xerxes is free on the right hand side, and he chooses that option. He chooses the wrong option, and it's literally right there. These are certain situations where we could easily capitalize on.
Not only does he choose the wrong option with Bruno, but he fucks the pass up to Bruno as well.
Yeah, he overhits it, so it's way ahead of Bruno. I don't know what else to. But then I think the point I'm trying to make is that we create situations where we can actually do something, and if we have players, I would like to see Kobe Mino start. I'd like to see Mason Mount come on. These are players that at the end of the day, at the very least, their decision making is way better than Garnacho's. And I think it's those kind of situations where if it falls to the person that can make the right decision, we can create something.
Oh man, I feel so deflated after that. To get that goal with Xerxes. After that, and what was it, 88th minute or something? I think he scored. Yeah. You're like, mate, lads, fucking.
And it was well worked. Not well worked, but it was fought for. Mino wins it, gives it to Bruno. He wins the ball, gives it to Bruno. Bruno, we fought for that goal, and this prick just throws it away.
Just before Xerxes scores that goal, go back and watch it because I put this in my notes. Bruno has a conversation with Xerxes. And he says, peel off to the back. About 2 minutes before he scored that goal, he said, peel off to the back. And literally, when he got it into attack, clipped it straight over to the back post, fucking edited it in. And you're like, that is just, he could just see that picture in his head. It's what makes him a great player. And people don't see those little nuanced things with Bruno Fernandes.
That's the thing,
Communication, you know what I mean? Sam, what's the vibes going into next week now, Thursday at Old Trafford? Has that performance give you any more positivity or any less, or?
I think there's some good stuff, like Chivy mentioned. We create, we do great stuff. especially with Bruno is on the ball, with Xerxes on the pitch, Kobe Mainu, Mason Mount, like those sort of players, we create. I'm confident in our defense as well. I think Lenny Yoro was excellent. Maguire had a decent game. So I don't know where Delict is at this point, but I think we seem to be doing all right without him. So I'm quite happy with that sort of thing. It's just like we said, Onana is just incapable of keeping goals out, and we don't have somebody to put the ball in the net, like clinical striker. Like that's our issue. I think if we had a clinical striker, we win that game easy. Like I don't think it's an issue.
Yeah,
but we don't. So that's where we're at the minute. Next week, I put Bayindir in net and I put Xerxes up top, and we do a combination of Mainu and Mount and put Bruno back, or whoever you want to put, like just shift it around. But yeah, you have to make changes. Amram has to make changes to prevent that happening again, because he will make a mistake. Oh, no, he will make a mistake.
Yeah. Can I just quickly add? I criticized the manager for starting Ugarte and Casemiro. And I know that with both of them, it can feel a bit, it gets a bit like, dead in the midfield. Like, but I could see why Ugarte started, because there were a couple of interceptions, very, very important interceptions that he made, especially in the first half. And I think if we didn't have that there, that would have created a lot of chances for Lyon. And I saw a few things. I was like, okay, I kind of get why he's done this. Because I was more like, just do the Bruno and Cass thing, and then they can flip balls in and all that kind of stuff. But then sometimes you miss the little things. And I think it was really important for Ugarte to at least start up until when he made the subs in. Because in the first half, even though he wasn't as productive as we'd hoped for, he put out quite a few fires before they actually even started.
I think I agree with you.
I like to just kind of, because sometimes we shout and we rant and I criticize him, but then I could see it. So, yeah.
I agree off the ball. I think he definitely put fires out. There was a period very early on in the 7th minute, I think it was, where he gets into some really good space and Bruno was the option on to play him in behind. And he just makes a really awkward pass to Garnacho. They get it back, and then they get a turnover and get a counter attack. So when I'm talking about Ugarte, you know the volume that you're going to get from him putting these fires out. But on the ball, you need better from him. There's too many. He's too like pragmatic at times on the ball. It's like I'd rather keep it simple than play that fucking eye-catching pass. For me personally, I still want more from him. But I get what you're saying on the defensive side, 100%. Yeah, I thought there was a couple of interesting battles across the pitch, Sam. Chewy's already touched on Dorgu against
Niles,
Maitland-Niles as well. You had Cherky, who kept dropping into really awkward areas as well. Dorgu got turned a few times defensively. Do you think he's kind of obviously started off really well, Dorgu, didn't he? But he's I wouldn't say he's playing bad, but he's just having a bit of a realization, a bit of a reality check. Like, okay,
he's getting to grips, isn't he, with the game? I think when you first come to a club or with like young players, they sort of play on adrenaline the first couple of games, and they sort of get through it, and then the reality starts to hit. And I think that's what's happening with Dorgu. He's 20 years old, like people forget.
Yeah, he's young.
20.
Yeah,
like a young raw player. Like he needs time and stuff like that. So I think the reality is just hitting a little bit, but under Amrim, I think he'll improve. He'll get better. So I think it'll be fine. I've just seen a quote from Amrim, and journalist asked me, has he seen Onana post-match? He said, I didn't see him. To be honest with you, I had to use these minutes to calm down.
Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. He has his, it's not like you're saying it for clicks or anything like that. It's genuine anger and frustration when a player does that in a game and chucks a fucking lead away when you've done really well. Like Lyon away with that crowd that was behind him the moment that we were in this season, to go 2-1 up and have the game wrapped like that, and it's just game management, and then to throw it away is nothing worse for a manager, I can imagine. Nothing. Just looking at it and going, Andre, what the fuck, mate? What the fuck are you playing at? You just, we've had it there. You take a 2-1 lead back to Old Trafford. It's basically the semi-finals are closer than you can imagine. I'm sure obviously I'll be angry with Onana, Chivy, but Lenny Yoro today, in my mind, not just because he scored. I know people will say that. It's not just because he scored. In general, he's looking really, really good. And just before I ask about his performance, 100% tackles won, 93% pass accuracy, 3 shots, 1 interception, 1 block, and 1 goal as well. Obviously scored just before the first half. He's looking better and better as well, isn't
He is. I was literally going to type, he's our best player, and then he scored, and I was like, I wish I typed this before. But yeah, in the group chat, yeah, honestly, because what I was noticing was every time, this is the thing, like in football, like every time I saw him, every time he was always winning his duels, and I was like, this guy keeps winning, like in this game, and then he's making the right decisions, the passes, the confidence, you could just see it, and he was the only one that kind of was tidy with the ball, especially in defense. He wasn't losing his duels. But like, I was just so impressed with him, like, and he's calm as well. It's like there's no erratic. I mean, apart from the shot, he drives in. And do you remember when he drove the ball and then he took a shot? Do you remember that?
Yeah, just wide of the post.
Yeah, just wide. And I don't blame him because there was no one else around him. And
he'd already scored. He'd already scored as well. So it's
confident, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of hesitated because there was no one else around him, so he goes ahead and takes the shot. But yeah, I'm really impressed, and I'm happy because, like I said, I think we talked about this recently. The Southampton game would have crushed. I was worried. I was like,
learning curve.
Is that going to crush it? Yeah, but he's learned from it, and he looks very, very comfortable, especially on the left hand side of that three. And long may it continue. I think we're actually starting to see the start of something like, and it's great to have him, and then Aiden Heaven can step in. Well. Yeah, exactly. Like it's brilliant. I'm so happy he scored. Honestly, I'm so happy. I don't know if Lyon are like rivals or something.
No, I know. Obviously, I said on the build-up to the game with Dan that he's the most experienced player in a weird way because he's played in the French league and he's played Lyon obviously so many times.
Yeah,
he knows all about him, so he's played against these players before. But I just think his demeanor, Sam, if you watch him in interviews, he's a little bit like you, Chivy. He's very like placid, very just kind of doesn't overreact or doesn't underreact to anything. He's just level with you. Just kind of he has that thing, doesn't he, Sam?
Yeah, he's very much like Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo's got that vibe on it where not phased by anything. Everything is just what happens.
Never get overexcited. Never get fucking too low.
They're along the horizon, aren't they? All the time. They're just sort of like there. So yeah, I like him. I think I saw an Opta stat as well. He had more shots on goal than any United player in the team, which is a centre back. By the way,
surprise me.
He's had more shots on goal than any of the rest of our players. That should be. I'm glad for him because he's had a great performance, but that shouldn't be happening. No. Like that shouldn't be happening.
Crazy, isn't it?
So, but yeah, really good performance. Yeah. There was a tackle towards the end, like a really integral tackle where they were like pissing about in the box, and he started driving up the pitch. That was really good. So yeah, I think he's been excellent, and I think. If and when Lissandro comes back, he's gonna have a fight to get that place back because he's got Lenny Yoro's like taking it, and then you've also got Aiden Heaven who's coming back from injury.
Yeah. But Lissandro sat there with his
go ahead.
With his newborn, like shit. I've got some work to do when I get back.
He's got a fight to get back in there, but yeah, long may it continue. I really enjoyed Lenny Yoro's performance. I thought he was excellent. Man of the match for me personally.
What did you make of Lyon, Chive? Did they live up to? I know, like we said, we obviously don't watch them week in, week out, but the expectations before the game, how they played, did they surprise you in any kind of elements?
Yeah, I mean they had a few crafty players, and I think a lot of that had to do with a lot of the performance that they had to do with like the crowd. I think they fed off the crowd a lot. I couldn't hear our boys. I couldn't hear our travelling support.
Well, Maguire had a thing, didn't he, where he cleared it because he couldn't hear Onana shouting behind him saying leave.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, remember? I couldn't hear. Yeah. So the crowd must have been like noise. Yeah, they were kind of what I expected. Maybe not as good as I expected. I still think we can edge them in the second game. The Georgian guy, Mika, whatever his name is, him, and then the Almada.
He caused problems. He caused Matsuade. He caused a lot of problems.
Yeah, they did. So I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, if we had some proper players up front, I think we definitely would have put them to the sword. And to be fair, Onana just gave them this game. Honestly, like he literally just gave them the game.
It's the same with the Champions League, though. Like we were beating Bayern Munich, and he gave them goal. We were beating Galatasaray, he gave them some
Give them a
goals.
goal.
We were beating Copenhagen, he gave them some goals. Like, we were beating all those teams. And then he just gifted them goals and we lost.
I think if you can't find a budget to get a goalkeeper in the summer, I think you fail with that window. For me now, it's almost getting close to the striker, or maybe it's on par with the striker. I think the two priorities, I think you have to go get a goalkeeper. Because I'd much rather go into a season with, if Bruno and Ugarte have to play together, than fucking Casemiro there, or Ahmad as a wing back and Dorgu as a wing back. I'd be fine with that. I know we need those priority positions, but they aren't costing goals like he is in games. It's as simple as that. They're just not.
Why can't we give Bayern a run of games to the end of the season? See how long it's up. Yeah. Give him a run of games at the end of the season and see what happens. See if we can manage that and then try and get another player on. Because come on, like at this point, like what else has to be done? Like what else can he do to get dropped?
Yeah, agreed.
I'll play fucking Eli Harrison. Honestly, I'll bring him in from the under 21s. Swear down. Like it's...
I'm just gonna go to the comments again. A full named Huggy saying, "Guys, I need a hug." Is it a wonder as soon as United signed Højlund, our goal difference is negative? People really thought Onana was going to give De Gea 2017 performance after that. I'd rather De Gea in 2077 start for us. Same old shit. Some positives in Xerxes and Menu, but Onana, Højlund and Garnacho have to go. Too many poor performances. I reckon Onana is a Ten Hag plant to destroy our season. That would have been one of the highlights of the season. A hard-fought away win in France, the biggest game of the season, and then that happens. Kevin saying, roll on Thursday, happy Easter. Mount looked brilliant when coming on, bought that fight we were missing, ran for every ball and made us better. I still think he's the only one from the Ten Hag disaster window who can shine. That's interesting. Jay Panda saying, our standard is shit that we sign a pill junkie as a keeper. Jesus Christ.
What?
He had that stuff in it. He had that controversy.
He took his wife's pill. His wife's contraceptive pill.
Yeah. And now he's a pill junkie. That's the social media for you. Lyon were there for the taking, like City on Sunday, below par, and Cherky was flat until the end. If Xerxes had started, who knows where we'd be. James McGrogan saying, make sure them trams aren't working when Lyon fans come to Manchester. And the Twitter hexagon lover talking about Cherky is average. I don't know who the Twitter hexagon lover is. I can only speculate about that. But yeah, are we all in agreement? Lenny Oro, man of the match, lads?
100%.
Yeah, we are.
Top
what do you make of Mino?
Who? Minu? Yeah. I thought when he came on, really bright, like tight areas. It's different though with an impact sub. I want to see him start a game and see how it goes into the game.
When he came on, I
don't know. It was kind of like. I don't know. He felt like he was everywhere.
I couldn't work it out. I couldn't work it out when he came on, like where they were putting him. But he was getting forward. He was getting forward into a lot of positions. So I was.
He occupied a lot on the right hand side. A lot. Most times,
Interesting. Ryan Shirk has just come out saying we were much better than them. That's what he just said in the post-match interview. That makes the second leg set up in it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you probably wouldn't have had 2 goals if it weren't for our goalkeeper, lad. Like, to be fair.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I thought it was close, though. I didn't think it was even. I think we probably had as many shots on target as them. And possession-wise, I'll probably say they just edged it. It was very, very close. But I think if you're going back to Old Trafford and you play like that and you start different players and you've got players back, you should get that job done. In reality, you really, really should. But look, we've got a tough game in between. We've got Newcastle at the weekend, and then we've got the return leg against Lyon on Thursday. So yeah. At St James's Park as well, right?
You cut out at the beginning there, Nick, so we didn't hear what you said.
Oh shit! I don't know what I said myself. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It probably wasn't important. Anyway. Appreciate you tuning in. Please do leave a like on the video for us and subscribe to the channel for all your updates, for the post-match comments after the game. Drop us a follow on Instagram, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, TikTok and Twitter. Chivy's ready for bed with that big yawn. Yeah, I'm sure.
He needs a tea. He needs
his tea. Sam needs his tea, and I need to go have a bath and de-cool down because I've lost my head with that Onana performance. Anyway, appreciate you all, and we'll see you